Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another scene of Living World of Darkness, Changeling the Dreaming. We set the scene at the freehold of the Barony of Brooklyn, um, the which is a rather well-known place by now for Terry, as she used to come here like daily to serve a certain punishment that has now been revoked. And Terry is here because she made an appointment. She made an appointment with the Baron. Um, and yeah, she'll be there pretty early. We'll smoke a cigarette before actually entering the freehold. And she's first going to check to see if, a certain individual whom she used to serve is actually in his office at that point. He is not, I was told, or Terry will be told. And at that point, she will probably head out, smoke a few more cigarettes until time for the appointment is there, and she'll be on time. We'll, you know, knock the door, or if there's like someone there, she will ask to say that she has arrived for this meeting.
Now, normally this place is ruled by a Liam, but like there's also a bunch of flags of House Gwydion now. Everyone you saw actually has a photo, a chimerical photo on their chest, left side of their chest. It's the photo that you saw in the main
Mhm.
page, smiling face of Thomas.
Yeah, Terry will not look at the photos. She's looking away
The
from them.
Suddenly the people are like silent. Um, One thing Terry knew as she kind of like served in Brooklyn, Thomas was, a very individual that was quite liked by everyone. The Gwydians has a respect in Brooklyn because they have a very respected members. Jared, Iris, and Thomas were actually quite respected, and two of them are still are. Um,
One of
except
them
one of
also
them are
is,
just
but
dead.
yeah.
It's just he is dead. The silence is annoying, but in the end, like the one of the individuals actually allows Terry to go in.
Hmm.
The Baron Fezzelvik, I've saw him many times. He is a very smiley man. He isn't smiling today. The His eyes are actually he doesn't there's some makeup on his face. The Probably for hiding
Hmm.
that he cried. The the Henry Fezzelvik doesn't have a throne. He has a desk that he likes to stay. But he gets up when Terry comes in and he actually extends a hand to Terry. Miss
Uh,
Waters, welcome.
is he actually also wearing that photo?
Yes.
Oh God. Yeah, Terry is like I said, pointedly avoiding looking at it. And she'll extend a hand to shake his. Hers is still shaking because it's Sunday now. It's a certain special week. Um,
Hmm. Welcome.
Thank you for yeah allowing me to speak with you, sir, my lord, my baron. Yeah.
Please have a sit, Terry. As he goes back to his office, sits, like the and he sits. Normally, he is a very active individual, as in, like, his voice is very passionate and active, but today it's not.
Mm. Yeah, she sits down. Um, I I don't. Um, it's really strange to see Terry being lost for words. She never is,
Hmm.
or almost never. Now she is. Um, so she kind of stumbles over her words. That is, she doesn't actually stumble. Um, it kind of straightens her jacket. Uh, Looks at the desk in front of her. She does not look up. I was uh, it's about the common ground, Sir Baron. I um, I was wondering if you had any plans with it, and I was hoping to offer you a plan for it.
Takes a deep breath. His eyes are looking empty a bit. There's a war hero named Sir, not Sir, but we call him Sir. His name is Lothar. He's a troll, the father of Jaina. He is 70 years old. Actually, no, 65 years old. He was thinking about opening it again, but he is very old.
Uh,
Tell me your plan.
well, I was thinking I'm not part of your barony, but I would like to see it reopened as well, and I would like to be the one to open it. I I was thinking maybe I could just pay you the taxes like I would be living here. Just make sure that I pay taxes for owning business here. Um, I want to make it a place where we can still come and we can show that uh, we're not brought down by this. But I also want to make it a place where we can remember, you know, uh,
Those
those
we
people.
lost.
Yeah, exactly.
The common ground is this place for everyone to have fun. Everyone is welcomed, Seelie or unseelie. I know certain things it's not easy to do, but if the common ground keeps its own tradition, I wouldn't have any problems. But I think you need to speak with the father of Jaina. Of course, now you live in Bronx, and you're also going to have a freehold here. You say you want to pay a tax to me,
Yes.
but you would also have a. But are you going to live in Bronx? I know I asked a question, but I kind of had to.
She'll roll willpower to speak, you know,
Mm-hmm.
be truthful. Give me a moment because I'm not set up in Discord. But at this point, she wants to be respectful and she wants to be able to, answer honestly.
Mm-hmm. I started seeing the changing dice roller.
Okay, cool. There's a 10 there. So Terry will swallow and says, "In all honesty, sir, I I have reasons to stay in the Bronx. If I didn't have them, I probably wouldn't have been living there for quite some time now. it is the Mariner and my apartment are places that I have memories that I'm fond of, that mean a lot to me. It is my home. I would not live here. I would be willing to pay more taxes if you would allow me to.
It's going to be hard to just go to Bronx every night. But you will have a freehold. You can stay in your freehold. And anyone who would you share with the freehold if someone will share?
I would probably look into proper manager. I am training a girl right now in the Bronx. She's doing pretty well. Maybe she could take over once things have settled down. And until that time, the Mariner can run for a while without my presence. There's enough people there, so I can focus on the the common ground.
The Iris also wants to get the common ground. But I don't think she has a lot of experience in running bars as she has experience in trade.
I I don't want to step on anyone's toes, but I have some experience. I'm willing to invest time, efforts. I don't have many responsibilities outside of my bar, and maybe bars. So I would be able to focus most of my attention. I I'm known to work hard, especially if I want to reach a goal. But ultimately, I do not wish to step on anyone's toes. Um, Not right now, at least. I'm
Damaris,
usually very good at stepping on toes, but
Damaris will have to understand certain things that she doesn't know how to run a bar. I'm usually a person who likes to keep the way Brooklyn is, middle of every barony. We're not bulwarks like Queens. We're not trade place like Bronx. We're not political place like Manhattan or a knowledge hub like Staten Island. We have a little bit of everything here, but all we have is massacres right now and deaths. As he actually drinks from his water.
Tilly looks down because she's pretty sure that the Baron will know that she's been
Mhm.
involved with most of them.
I will have to ask, but also at the same time, I can't have a reeve of Bronx to have a freehold in Brooklyn. You would be having an oath to the Baron of Bronx for loyalty. We don't know what future holds.
I understand conflict of interest, sir. Um,
Which one do you think is more important? That is something I kind of need to ask to you. But I understand that you are a puka as well. So I will wait. He says with a, like a tiny smile.
that's totally not a hard choice that I can give you the answer to immediately. I both I hadn't thought about it that way. I'm not Changeling World is still rather new to me. I've not been a member of this society for a year. I hadn't thought about the conflict of interest. Ultimately, I am not good at politics. The chance of me becoming Reeve, let's be honest. I don't think anyone in the Bronx would want me to be one. I want to help those who need it, or those who find it hard to find a voice for their own. Because my voice is usually loud enough, and I am not afraid to speak my mind. Fuck the consequences.
When you become a freehold owner, you become a freeholder. I don't think it's explained to you. When you own a freehold, you have a voice in the Parliament of Dreams.
Oh,
You become a freeholder. Remember, oh, someone who owns a freehold gets a voice. So you would be jumping into politics straight up the second you have a freehold. And at the same time, a freehold means trouble. If I give you the let's say, the freehold, he smiles and then says, I will, like, I have very nice nobility in my barony. I think all
yeah,
of
I
them
know.
are very nice individuals. But, like, I may not have nice nobility in the future, and they may see slighted by you having a freehold and not them having a freehold. So, saying fuck consequence is understandable for a childling or a wilder. But for me, the consequence is extremely important, especially in a place that I am right now. I want to invest in the common ground because I opened common ground as a freehold because I know the lack of commoner freeholds in this county. And I did take some consequences for my actions as well. And those consequences are not severe. Now, I need you to understand if I give you this freehold, I will be making an investment. And I would like my investment to be something that would gain me less animosity and less problems than I already have. And I understand the term investment is actually a very emotionless one. I can assure you I have many emotions.
No, I understand. I Baron, you know my reputation um, for being a troublemaker. I think for a commoner to be heard, you have to make a bit of trouble. Maybe not as much as I've done so far. What can I say? I'm probably not the easiest person to work with, but I'm always honest, and I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of the consequences. That's more what I'm saying. I've seen many consequences that horrify me, but that doesn't mean that I will stop doing what I feel I should do. I'm passionate.
I'm quite scared of many consequences, especially those who would hurt my family or my people.
I agree. So am I. I care for
The
my people. Don't get me wrong.
I understand there's every barony has a different way of culture. In Brooklyn, we trust in each other. We help in each other, not maybe as much as Queens does, but this place is. It doesn't have unseelies fighting over sealies. I have a red caps, a group of red caps who works for me. I have also Gubrian Knights who works for me. I
I
have a
think
commoner bars. This place is meant to be the dream of High King David, a place where we can all live in peace, seelie and unseelie.
in all honesty, if if it hadn't been for my place, for the Mariners Bar and my house and everything that comes with that, that is not worth much for anyone else but myself. I would not be living in the Bronx, and this place sounds more like my home. But I cannot leave there. As you said, your people are important to you. So are mine.
Would you like to hear a story about Finn?
I I wasn't. I didn't know you knew him.
I did. He was a big troll. I am 50 years old. The I don't know when did you met him, but Finn was in the Tulane Wars. I was a seneschal at the time for the county, and we were put back. And we heard a horde of them coming from the back of the army to come to the defenseless city. He and Lothar and me, along with the couple others, we put a good defense. Everything seems a bit hopeless at a certain point, and we thought that we were losing. He gathered the banner of New Hope County, took it, run with it to the. He charged in, one sword in one hand and a beer in the other. He struck down a couple others and then he screamed for the hope, for the new hope. Well, scream come from his chest. You know, it's one of those screams that comes from your heart. And then we pushed them back. It was one of the most heroic moments I have ever seen in my life.
I I met him 7, 8 years ago.
Well, you knew him at the time then.
Yeah, I suppose I didn't know where he went often. I- He he picked me up from the street. He gave me a house and he gave me a home with him.
He
I would
nods.
have not been the same person that I'm now. I owe him a lot, very very much. Um,
I owe a lot to Thomas. He was my squire. Now he was my knight, and now he was my friend. It destroys me to know that him and his skin is destroyed.
I'm, I'm sorry, what it's worth.
Terry, can you roll me with Changeling lore? You have one Changeling lore.
Hmm. Which you said. I think I have 4 of those. Oh wait, yeah, no idea.
No. You don't know what skin is.
Uh-uh. He was very kind, even to me. That is something of an oddity of itself. Um,
He was merciful, benevolent, very kind.
if he left anything behind that you need fixed, I can. I would offer to pick it up. Anything
He,
that he had left that he still needed to do, any anything. That sounds silly, but it's the least I can do. I can do. I can't bring him back. I can't find someone like him. I can't fix this. Should have been able to, but I can't fix this.
I don't know. I know the job he had. He was looking after the pride's fall. Now, a squire will look after it. Squire Jennifer, the Boggin of House Gwydion. He actually raises a letter. It seems he did leave a will that he recently wrought. It seems as he actually wrought it before he came for the mission.
Fucking hell.
He is leaving his freehold to the Squire Jennifer, and he's asking me to anoint Squire Jennifer to a knight, and he thinks he taught her everything he knew. Shut up. Be done soon. He had a treasure, but according to what Squire Ryder says to the Squire Jennifer, his skin and his treasure is left down there with the red caps.
I was. I wasn't there. Not at that specific moment. I was ahead, making sure that we could continue on.
He nods.
I haven't seen it.
I hope this old one problem ends soon, and this book worth it. Lost the best knight that this county had.
Well, that seems to be a thing, doesn't it? It's just the worst of us that will remain. Fine, though. Means I'll be here forever.
I disagree. It's not about being worst or evil or anything. I just think that it sucks to remain back. But life continues. I will not let a sacrifice be forgotten. I apologize, but I need to go.
Yes. I'll think about uh what you said, and I'll give you an answer. Is there
If
any?
you make an indecision, talk with his father. It's his father who will decide this, not me.
Yes.
I'm
No, I
pretty fine.
understand.
He
Thank
gets
you
up.
for your time.
No need. He extends a hand to Terry.
And she'll take it. Her hands are now shaking worse.
He sees the hands but doesn't say anything.
And she'll yeah. She'll even do the couple of steps backwards and then turn around and leave.
Would you like to end the scene there?
Yeah. Thank you,
Okay.
SD, for SDing. And yeah, see you again on another episode of Living World of Darkness.